Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chiscool Gaming, and today we're checking out the Childhood Memory Festival in Whiteout Survival. I have been waiting for a long time. In fact, if you're subscribed to the channel, you know I've been waiting for a long time for a holiday event in the hopes that there will be some big top-up benefits, because that's typically a good opportunity to get a bunch of bundles you might have been waiting to get. And so we'll review all the aspects of this Childhood Memory Festival. Use the timestamps to jump to whichever part of this video you'd like. The way that the core of this event works is that you get these marbles, which we'll go do, then you slam them through, I forget what this is called, like a Plinko machine, I think. And there's a couple different types of rewards you can get. First of all, when you drop a marble in, it's going to have to exit through one of these slots. The slot you land through is going to give you some amount of event currency that you spend in a shop. In addition, when your marbles go through here and they bounce against these two bumpers, the magic ring reward on the left and on the right, you get a count of how many times that has happened. As you can see on the left, I've got 3 out of 15 on this left bumper, and I've got 13 out of 15 on the right bumper. When you get to 15 bumps against that ring, you get the prize shown, and then it advances to the next prize in this loop. So once I get the 18 design plans, it will advance to 90 polishing solution. You can see my rewards history here. I've never been so lucky as to land on the one on the right 15 times, and I've not yet done much on the left either, one time on the Mythic General Hero Shards. The thing is, I also haven't put any marbles into this really, because the more marbles you put into this thing, the more tiered rewards you get as well. And this goes on and on and on, giving you more marbles and marble coins. Now, the marble coins, of course, you spend in a shop, the Curiosity Shop. With regard to what I think is worth getting in here, it depends a little bit on what your level of spend is and what you need. I know a lot of people are just going to snap off this cosmetic because, I mean, this game does a very good job of making very cool looking cosmetics. I would understand it. There's also a choice option over here from a series of prior themes. I feel like this gingerbread one is pretty legit, although it's the summer where I am, so, you know, not the right time of year for me to be interested in that, but still really cool. Anyways, the thing that I think is the highest value from this shop is almost certainly the mithril. And the reason I point to the mithril is that there generally aren't many great ways to obtain it. This is an event that gives you an advantage on your dollars compared to buying it from the regular shop. That is why I would say, especially if you need mithril, this is a good place to go and claim that. Now, I also generally think fire crystals for most people are in style, but there are a lot of bundles I've found that give really advantaged quantities of fire crystals. The other thing I will obviously point to is the remaining today item, okay? And that is Lucky Hero Gear Chests. These will reset daily. So I said it depends on your level of spend, in part because if you are spending enough, you might consider getting the discounted daily 10x Lucky Hero Gear Chests as a part of what you're selecting. So because I think I can get all 30 of this mithril, while also getting these every day, I think I'm going to go this route, okay, of getting these every day. Now, why do I need these? It's not for me as much for the mythic tier pieces, although those are very valuable and I will ultimately need those. I just need the XP components, and the next best thing to an XP component is gear you can shred. So I'll claim 10 of these. For now, you can see that is a discounted price at 50 per compared to 85 per over here. And there were no XP components, so I was a little bit surprised because I was hoping for a Valentine style event personally where I could get ridiculous amounts of XP components for bundles I was going to buy anyways. All right, so there is also a series of other events here that of course, they're pretty easy to figure out, and you'll do. There's a series of missions you need to complete. Complete the mission, it gives you a reward. Complete the row, and it gives you the row reward. Clear the board, you get the whole thing. Everybody should clear the whole thing. All right, easy enough, right? The Marble Rally is a daily mission and also a battle pass. So, and there's 2 tiers of this battle pass. So let's just unlock it. We're going to go for it. There's top-up rewards involved anyways that I want to go knock out. So we'll start over here for $5. I'm going to get, I can get the avatar frame here. 2% of stats, baby. But the 5,747% reward tier here is pretty enticing. So we snap that off. And another 5,203%. I mean, yeah, I'm interested in all these things. It's another $20. 14-day version of the Gacha Rocket. All right. Done. And I now have all tiers of the Battle Pass, which also gives me some marbles. Also, this gives you a 2x opportunity on all your daily missions. It is worth noting that I had already completed some of these daily missions, but it's now even still, after I'd claimed them already, giving me the opportunity to claim the extra prize tier for those, which is pretty nice. And just be mindful of these quests. You won't do all of them naturally per se or necessarily, like using epic recruitment items 2 times. I don't normally use them. I save them, and you'll see exactly why I've saved them in just a moment. We'll get to that in this video. So there is also, the top-up benefits. Oh, we're cruising through the top-up benefits, man. Absolutely cruising. If you are newer to the game, every bundle's got one of those little icons next to it, a present with a number that shows you how many top-up points you get. 30,000 top-up points gets you the hunting March speed theme here, and it's pretty cool, right? You got these little toys that bounce around. They remind me kind of nutcrackers. Maybe that's what they are. Anyways, at least the one on the front kind of looks like that. So there's also the Party Expert event. Now, the Party Expert event is basically a mini version of the, like, if you're newer to the game, like Hall of Chiefs. If you're further in, there's other events that this kind of emulates, but there's 7 different stages, each for a different day, and what you need to do on those days changes. Now, the important thing is the total rank reward. There are 100 Mythic General Shards, which, like, at this point I would say are actually not that important. Not for a spender account. Obviously, for a non-spender account, it'd be lovely to just get a bunch of these. But the name card skin is as I understand it, new-ish mechanic to the game. This cosmetic offers 1.5% lethality. So, like, if you could wave a magic wand and obviously get this, it'd be really nice. But, you know, what actually do you need to do to get this thing? So each stage has a bunch of requirements. You can see in stage 1, we have the opportunity to raise power through construction and research and troop training, but also epic and advanced recruitment items. So if you've been saving your gold keys, if you've been saving your, epic keys, this is a pretty good time. Other things you can do, like rare hero shards, epic hero shards, mythic hero shards. The downside of that is that, well, you could have saved that for SVS prep, right? In stage 2, slaying beasts, rallying polar terrors, killing beasts. Again, my opinion is safe for SVS prep. We see, yet again, epic and advanced recruitment, the hero shard consumption, use of speed ups as an option in stage 3. Stage 4 is just straight up troop training. Okay. Stage 5, we've got hero gear essence stones, widgets. Man, let me tell you, I have earned a lot of points on the gem spending portion of this style event in the past. I'll have a card in the end screen, maybe 2, at the end of this video, of me spending at least 1 million gems. They might have been 1.5, I think is where I landed. 1.5, 1.6 million gems. Yep. This is a time where you go spend a bunch of gems. I don't know if I'm going to do that. If I do spend a bunch of gems, the thing that's pretty cool about that is that this is a way to get this reward without using a bunch of things that you could have saved for SVS prep, right? The next thing in here, I think this is the next thing. Where am I at? Yep, next stage. Stage 6, we've got gathering and then raising power through construction, research, and training. I mean, you probably can get the tiered rewards for the day from gathering. And then stage 7, chief gear, speed ups. Big picture, I mean, like, save for SVS prep. This is what I've learned is the thing to do, okay? Now, that said, you know what's not a part of SVS prep, okay, is to spend and open keys. So today, I can go and I can open keys, advanced recruitment and epic recruitment, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a lot of points. In fact, we're going to see how many points I can get because your boy Cheese over here has been saving his keys. I have 547 of them. Holy, that's a lot of keys. I probably should save for something else. Like, when a new gen of hero shows up, I might have the opportunity to get Gen 2 from here, but you know what? I'm going to open plenty of keys over the life of time I play this game. It's all going to work out. I think it's going to be fine. We just open the keys, okay? I actually need to edit this into the video. I completely forgot to open all my keys. I was like, I'm going to open all my keys. And then I got to the end and I was like, I forgot something to open the keys. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I was at the ER. I'll talk about why that was at the end of the video. It was until very late at night, like in the morning, I should say. Anyways, it was rough. Here we go. Let's open these up. So we're going to go with the epic recruitments and try to score a bunch of points. All right. Now, there are 2 phases where I can do this. So, like, I don't have to bust through all these right now. But let's see here. I can use 10 gold keys, confirm, smash that, get a bunch of rewards. I can use 500. All right, we're going to use 500 keys, and maybe I save a couple for the next day of this event. 500 is just a clean number to do here, so let's do it. Use all 5. I tapped the wrong thing. I am so tired. Okay, we do 10 again, and it's going to give me the option, right? Give me the option. Thanks, Eugene. Welcome to the Smash Squad. Okay, all 500 keys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Ooh, baby. That is a pretty high amount of Mythic General Shards. And by Mythic General Shards, I mean Molly Shards. It's all fodder for me at this point. So the main observation I will make here is that if I had waited until a new generation of heroes in here, presumably I might be getting like Philly or others in here. I don't know how that works. Someone leave a comment. I actually don't know. And I kind of don't care. Let's look at my event points. Oh my God, 22 point chests. Hey, hold up. Holy. Okay. That's a lot of goodies, man. Okay. Well, we go over to, what is it? Party expert? My ranking is 1. Got him! GG. Wow. Okay. And that is why you save your keys in Whiteout Survival. Take a bow, Chiscool. I could end the video right there, but no, there's so much more. Stick around. Man, I gotta edit this in. And then obviously I will point out that you should try to find double dips where you can. There was a window of time. And by the way, we're saving for SVS prep. We did not push this. This is literally 0 phases 1. But Alliance Showdown had a way to earn points for using hero shards, which is, you know, kind of nuts because there also was the Childhood Memory Festival event going on, and there also is the Officer Project going on, where like that's probably, yeah, I mean, that's like probably the primary way you would progress in this. So you could triple dip these events, which seems pretty good. Looking to the calendar, we do have coming up very soon the KOI. So there could be some phases in KOI you can double dip with as well, which is pretty major. So just be on the lookout for these double dip, triple dip opportunities if you care about the rewards that come from all these events, but especially if you're blasting your way through a lot of anything. Okay, so going back to the event over here. Oh my goodness. Right, I claimed a bunch of quests and double rewards, which progress me through the battle pass. Okay, cool. Let's go spend our marbles, man. Let's do it. I only have 26 marbles. Let's go get more marbles, actually. So there is a bundle, of course. One of the bundles you can get is for just $1. Colorful greetings every day. There's some rewards you can go get here. All right. 4,586% value. But the thing that I wanted to show you is the Childhood Preservation Pack. Now, typically 2 or 3 days into this style event, a cosmetic is released for your island. So just be mindful if you are saving for something like that, that you might consider waiting. But that pack won't have marbles. I'm here for the marbles, so let's get the marbles, all right? On the topic of these marbles, by the way, I'm going to buy a bunch of these now. The Childhood Preservation Pack has a daily limit. Interesting. So does this reset every day? It's only here for another 11 hours? I mean, it says daily limit here. So I think this just must be a daily refreshing bundle. You can see the percent value of this thing is decreasing. So I think the way to approach this is not, depending on your level of spend, to just rush in, buy the highest tier because the value you're getting is going down, right? I'll buy through the $20 tier, let's say, all right? And then stop for now. Yeah, we're down to 2,240%, right? So I could probably go further with this bundle, but I'm going to stop there, and I'm just going to buy this thing every day, and I think that's going to be my approach, okay? And that gives me a bunch of marbles to work with and a bunch of currency flowing through. By the way, we complete the top-up benefits, easy peasy. I can switch to this thing now so you can see it in action, the old marching theme. I got the unicorn, kind of hilarious. Show owned. There you are. Use. Done. Equip. There it is. So if I run out of my city real quick, which we can go do, I can just show you kind of what it looks like. There it is. Now, oh my gosh, they got rainbows trailing them. I mean, I had a unicorn that had rainbows. Now I have this other thing with rainbows. It was about, it was about the same to me. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Let's go over here and smash some marbles through this thing, right? So I'm going to select an amount of marbles. We'll go 10 marbles at a time. Here we go. So you select where you want them to enter. Personally, I don't think that is going to change anything. Like, it's just my belief. I don't know. If this were like a physical thing, IRL. Ooh, we got the 500 spot in the middle. Crazy. Okay. Nice. All right. So, I mean, I got a bunch of currency. Where did I start at? Like 1,800 currency. 10 marbles got me almost 1,000 currency. All right, here we go. You can also see I got one of those rewards. Oh, I got another bumper reward there. There it is. I don't think the number of balls you run through at a time or any of that stuff makes any difference here. There are odds, okay? The odds are here. By the way, it is worth mentioning, we're talking about spending in a mobile game here, all right? And I try to remember in all my videos that involve spending to say that, like, look, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Consider your financial priorities when you're spending in a mobile game. Things like saving for retirement, having an emergency fund, prioritizing your family are very important things, all right? So, again, not a financial advisor, not financial advice. Consider what's important in your situation, but be mindful of your mobile game spending, all right? So, let's keep going. Yeah, we're just going to do all our marbles. Sick. 40. Oh my gosh. Yes, the XP components. Oh, I need those so badly. Okay. I didn't see how much currency I got there. Not a ton, it looks like. Let's smash again. Here we go. We got fire crystals on the board. Ooh, we got a 500 spot. Let's go. It's like a 4% chance of that happening. So, seems pretty good. Up to almost 5,000 currency at this point. We go again. And, okay, essence stones are in. Fire crystals are in. Tiered reward gives us 1,000 more currency. I mean, it's one mithril to me. We go again. Woo! Oh, the 500 spot 2 times. Okay. And I feel like I didn't bounce those rings much at all that time. Oof. Okay. Well, we go again. 10 balls at a time. How are we doing here? No 500 spots. I mean, I shouldn't most of the time get a 500 spot. I feel like I'm getting above average. So we're up to 9,000 event currency. Still have 30 marbles left. Technically 31. Here we go. Banging through. And we're close to getting 10 more marbles. That's definitely going to happen. The tiered rewards are pretty clever. I mean, I'm going to obviously play to those. There's the 80 fire crystals. There's 22 charm guides. I can't remember what charm thing they are. There's 10 more marbles for me. Okay, we do this a couple more times here. Let's smash the button. We're up to 10,000 currency in the event. Ooh, I got rolled there, man. They all went down the 10 slot. All right. Last 10 spot on these marbles. Ooh, 50 hero gear chest is pretty nice. Okay, and we're up to 11,220 of the event currency here, the marble coins. Obviously, I can do the 1 marble. Smoke them if you got them, right? Or just, go right through there. So, okay. Playing this event illustrates to me 2 groupings of tiered rewards, okay? The first grouping of tiered rewards is down at the bottom here. And I think you want to play to land at one of these major milestones for your rewards. And so think about it this way. It takes 100 marbles to get 20 free marbles. Right? So that, I mean, you still got to buy your way to 100 marbles, but you buy 100, you get 120. That's like if you were at the 200 mark deciding to go to the 300 mark. That's the framework I'd use for thinking about, what do you want to go to as your next tier? The next, 100 marbles is giving you 5,000 of the event currency, the marble coins. So to go from 100 to 200, they only give you 2,500 currency. But to go from 300 to 400, it's still 100 marbles. Okay, more than where you might have been before, but now you're looking at 5,000 of the currency, right? That to me feels like a pretty good jump. Going for 200 extra marbles used for 30 marbles, obviously not as good as this tier over here. I mean, it's a bigger reward, but takes twice as much to get there. And then 200 additional marbles to get 10,000 currency is just a doubling again of value here, whereas the marble value does not double. It's another 200 jump in terms of the additional marbles needed for 50 total marbles. Oh, no, that's good, actually. I take it back. This is 200 for 30 marbles. This is 200 for 50 marbles. Okay, that's better. The other tiered reward you're looking at is these rings, right? So in an ideal world, you sort of end on a completion of the reward you wanted. Probably that's this 80 spot. Maybe it's this 50 spot over here, because it does seem obviously that, here's 40 fire crystals at the start of this loop. The first thing in the loop is the mythic general shards. And toward the end of the loop, these are all bigger prizes. 10 mythic general shards, 80 fire crystals, the 50 hero gear chests. I mean, I think in an ideal world, you're getting to the end of that loop. This loop is a little different, I would argue. I mean, the charm and chief gear stuff is good, but I don't know. I keep looking at these fire crystals thinking if I could magically end there, that'd be pretty nice. Anyways, we go over to the shop and we got options. So the thing that I initially will do is a bunch of this mithril. And I don't have to cash it out now. I can kind of wait and see how far I get in this event and what I want to do. But that's what spending through the $20 tier got me to, including also unlocking the battle pass and the stuff I got from that. Now, we can open a few things as a result of this. One of those is the Lucky Hero Gear chest, 61 of them. We'll open them up. And, of course, no mythic gear. Okay, well, I said I needed XP components. I do. My gear projects are coming along here. Let's just smash through this. I can't get all the way up there. All right, we'll end on complete levels Can I can't even complete that level, man. So I got 2 levels. Okay, well, it's better than nothing. You know, the XP cost is going up and up and up. That just is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right. And I think we've now shown all the things I wanted to show. So if you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. I cover events typically the moment they show up in game now, but I had so much going on. Not only did I have a Kingsland and Rise of Kingdoms, which I need to get back to, quite frankly. I have another channel. It's got over 250,000 subscribers. I also cover city building war games over there, but those games have open field movement. And the funny thing is that, like, I can't help but talk about Whiteout Survival on my Rise of Kingdoms and Call of Dragons channel. And, like, I can't help but talk about these other games I play on this channel as well. Like, you know, it is what it is. I cross promote like crazy. But I mentioned that because I had a Kingsland fight, and, you know, it's 24/7 around the clock for many days on end fighting, which is kind of nuts. There's definitely advantages and disadvantages depending on how hardcore you are to the nature of SVS. I like that SVS in this game is, like, constrained to a time window rather than, like, you know, pros and cons to days on end, 24/7 round the clock fighting. I like sleeping. Or I guess I don't like sleeping because I play too many city building war games. Anyways, yeah, so I was doing that last night, which is why I didn't crank this video out last night. And then the other thing is I had to take my wife to the ER. She built a fever that went up to 103. 103.2 is where it peaked. And so we went to the ER at a fever that high. You know, we called urgent care, and urgent care was like, well, you don't get a fever that high for no reason, so you got to go to the ER. And so we went to the ER. It was 10 o'clock at night, my time. We're going to the ER. We had to have my mom come over to watch the kids to do that. The kids were asleep, but, like, you know, can't leave the house. Your kid's there. You can't leave them alone. So, you know, my mom came over, then we went to the ER, and we were there really, really, really late, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And it's funny because, you know, all they ended up doing was giving her an antibiotic, which, like, she may or may not really need. And the other, they couldn't figure out what's going on. It was like tests and tests and tests. And, you know, with a fever that high and other symptoms she was experiencing, they got to check all this stuff. So, like, it's like a good news, bad news situation. Anyways, I don't know how interested you were in all that. But if you want to watch the videos where I spent a bunch of gems, that's what you were interested in. Watch those over here off to the side. All right, cards will be in the end screen. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.